like, share, and subscribe because this is the review of the round of 16 and the preview for the quarterfinals. I did refuse to say it the last time, I'll say it this time. After the World Cup is the African Cup of Nations. Yes, you can take that to the bank. And I'm saying it with my full chest. Anyway, we're going to dive into it. The round of 16, we'll dive into it immediately. It was an eventful 8 games, fantastic display of football. First game in the round of 16, Angola 3, Namibia 0. This was a fantastic game. Nebu of Angola had gotten a red card in the 17th minute, and Angola managed to still lead that game. In a game, they dominated the Namibians pretty much throughout. They missed a lot of goals. Hakongo got a red card in the 40th minute, so the game ended with both sides playing with 10 players, but Angola still went on to score again in the 42nd minute. So Gelson Dalla scored a brace, and Mabululu with a fantastic strike, a curler to the far corner in the 66th minute. Second game of the round of 16, Nigeria 2, Cameroon 0. Battle of the heavyweights. We all know the history of this game, and this game was incredible. First goal, Victor Osimhen hunted down Omar Gonzalez, nicked the ball off of him, and it was a well-weighted pass slid to an on-rushing Lookman, who smashed it. And Fabrice Ondoa almost saved it, but the ball still crept in. This was in the 36th minute. And in the 90th minute, we had Alexi Wobi, Calvin Bassey, and Ademola Lookman sort of create a triangle on the left side before the goal was scored. In the changing of Bassey, brilliant strike. And Nigeria won that game by 2-0. A real heavyweight bout. Third game of the round of 16, Equatorial Guinea, Battle of the Guineas, Equatorial Guinea versus Guinea. Guinea won by a lone goal, last-minute header from Mohamed Bayo. It was a gripping game. Equatorial Guinea have tried in this tournament, but Guinea kind of nicked it at the tail end of that game. Egypt won, DR Congo won in regular time. Meshak Elia had scored in the 37th minute. A cross from Yan Wissa, which slightly deflected off of El Ghazi, the captain of the Egyptian captain who plays centre back, and deflected into the path of an onrushing Meshak Elia. This was in the 37th minute, and there was a reply, a 45th well-taken penalty by Mustafa Mohamed, who has 4 goals now in this tournament. He's had a brilliant tournament and has played really well. And then it went to penalty kicks, which Congo won, DR Congo won by 8-7. Mustafa Mohamed missed his kick for Egypt, and Gabaski also missed for Egypt. Maswaku was the only one who missed for DR Congo, and then Lionel Mpasi, the goalkeeper, dispatched his kick to send DR Congo into the quarterfinals. Cape Verde won, Mauritania won. It was an explosive game. The fantastic Cape Verde captain Ryan Mendes scored a penalty in the 88th minute, having tormented the Mauritanians for the entire game. And unfortunately, this is the bus stop for Abubakar Koita, the fantastic gifted player from Mauritania, who happened to be born in Senegal. So he could have played for Senegal in this tournament, but opted for Mauritania. The other game, Senegal won, CIV won, another battle of the heavyweights. Habib Diallo scored in the 4th minute, and Frank Kessié replied with a penalty kick much later in the game. And it went to penalty kicks, 5-4, the CIV won, last penalty dispatched by Frank Kessié himself. Then Mali 2, Burkina Faso 1, a game that was pretty much evenly tied, but the Malians had more of the possession in that game. Unfortunately, an own goal scored in the 3rd minute by Edmond Tapsoba, the very gifted Burkina Faso centre-back. Lassine Sinayoko, who has had a brilliant tournament, scored in the 47th minute, and Mali led 2-0 until the 57th minute, where Bertrand Traoré, who has been a penalty specialist, He's actually a very brilliant footballer. He dispatched his penalty, and Mali won by 2-1. And the last game of round of 16, Morocco 0, Republic of South Africa 2. A game that was a shocker for most, not myself. I've seen South Africa play, and I knew they could pull this off. And I wasn't surprised at all. And then, of course, the dynamic of North African football not entirely adjusting to the West sometimes. West African football is kind of different. But South Africa did a very good job. Magopa scored in the 57th minute. And then Sufyan Amrabat with a foul on the edge of the box that bagged him a red card. It was actually a funny incident. Amrabat was given a second yellow, and then VAR told the referee, no, it's not actually a second yellow, it should be a straight red. And Amrabat was given a straight red and still giving his marching orders. And on the edge of the box, Teboho Mokoena converted a delightful free kick in the 95th minute to dispatch Morocco. So as it stands, all the African countries that qualified for the World Cup have been knocked out at this African Cup of Nations. So tell me again why this tournament is not the greatest. If not for the World Cup, it would be the greatest international tournament. And that's not blasphemy. I actually mean it. It's a fact. If you doubt me, watch this tournament. So that pushes us to the quarterfinals. Friday, February 2nd, first quarterfinal, Nigeria versus Angola at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium, February 2nd, 17 hours GMT. Second game of that day is DR Congo versus Guinea, Olympic Stadium in Bimpe, 20 hours GMT. Saturday, February 3rd, you have Mali play CIV in a game that is going to be a big, huge game. Battle of the West African, 17 hours GMT at Stade Bouaké. And the last quarterfinal game is between Cape Verde and the Republic of South Africa at Stade Charles Konan Bani de Yamoussoukro. So as it stands, we're in the quarterfinals now. In the bracket, one half of the bracket has Nigeria, Angola, Cape Verde, and the Republic of South Africa. And on the other side of the bracket has Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, DR Congo, and Guinea. As it stands, it's going to be a wonderful tournament. Looking at all the teams, the semifinals is going to be heated. And the final game will probably be the best we've seen in a while. As it stands, I don't want to throw in a prediction so I don't jinx things. I wish the Super Eagles the best of luck, most especially. But I wish AFCON to continue to push out fantastic games and just make us proud. It's been a tournament that has been disrespected for so long, and I think that will begin to reverse with the standard of this tournament. So stay tuned, and we'll converge again for the review of the quarterfinals and the preview of the semis. You're bound to be entertained either way. Welcome, AFCON.